Part 195. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1941. Chapter 1941. Tisk, I seem to know something. Chiao Mian and her ex-boyfriend Suzi's old relationship rekindled. Hashtag. Chiao Mian looked at the hot search topic with a sullen face. After reading it, her face became more and more gloomy. She was photographed last night while talking to Suzy in the corridor. The photo was very clear, and it was taken from several angles, so you can clearly see the face of the person in the photo. And the person who took the photo obviously had the intention of blackmailing her. She and Suzy were photographed from several angles as if they were very ambiguous. Coupled with the words revival of old feelings, it is inevitable that some people who do not know the truth will be misled. Chiao Mian has just finished participating in The Meaning of Travel and has gained a lot of popularity through this program. This is when her popularity is on the rise. Such news came out at this time, which had a great impact on her. This news received a lot of attention. When Chiao Mian clicked in to read it, there were already over 10,000 comments. She clicked into the comment area and took a look. Fortunately, she has gained a good reputation for The Meaning of Travel. The show has not finished playing yet, and when the popularity is very high, there are still many fans in the comment area to help her speak. Unlike before, everyone who looked at her was negative about her. I don't believe Chiao Mian would do such a thing. There is no ambiguous behavior in the photo, it's just the two of them standing in the corridor talking. It's too arbitrary to say that the old relationship is rekindled based on these. Please, our Mian boyfriend is handsome, rich, and very nice to her. She is not stupid, and she will rekindle her old relationship with a scumbag ex. She wants to scumbag her ex, she wants him to be a scumbag, and she wants him to be worse now. Is he getting uglier or is he getting poorer now? That's it, we Mian have a rich, handsome boyfriend. How can we still like that Suzaza? Now that Suzaza's appearance is so bad, we Mian won't even look at him. Maybe it's Suzaza who is lingering. He won't let go of Mian doesn't want to talk to him at all. Okay. Passers-by said that there was indeed nothing out of the ordinary in the photos, and it would be too imprudent to say that an old relationship has rekindled based on just these few photos. Is the man in the photo the Xiaodong of the Su family? Why has he become so ugly now? I remember that Suzaza still looked human-like before. Apart from anything else, with his current appearance, Chiao Mian it's impossible to like him. Her boyfriend's looks and figure are inferior to Suzaza's. Many people spoke up for Chiao Mian, saying that it was impossible for Chiao Mian to be so ignorant and not cherish her rich and handsome boyfriend, but to get back together with her scumbag ex. But there are also some black men who took the opportunity to run out and want a handful of Hey Chiao Mian. Is this considered cheating? Chiao Mian, this kind of woman eating from the bowl and looking at the pot is really disgusting. Can her rich and handsome boyfriend tolerate wearing such a big cuckold on his head? Meet at the hotel. Gee, I seem to know something. This kind of green tea is like this. She likes to hook up with men everywhere. The more pure a woman looks on the outside, the more unrestrained she is on the inside. She is not a good person in the first place. Someone has revealed that she has liked to hook up with men everywhere since she was a child. You cuckold your ex as soon as he comes back, this is awesome. Chiao Mian quickly browsed the comments and then exited Weibo. The reporter was still asking her, Chiao Mian, do you have anything to say about your meeting with Sushi Xiaodong Hotel? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1942. Chapter 1942. Baby, welcome home. It is said on the internet that your old relationship has rekindled. Is this true? There is no rekindling of the old relationship, it's just a chance encounter. It will never be possible for him and I to rekindle the old relationship. None of the rumors on Weibo are true. I hope you don't believe the rumors. Chiao Mian looked at several reporters who asked questions and spoke calmly. Replied. But the reporter was obviously not satisfied with this answer. They continued to ask, is it just a chance encounter? But is this too much of a coincidence? The person who broke the news said that you had many intimate activities at that time, because she was afraid of being discovered by you, so she did not dare to continue filming. Do you think about this? What do you want to say? The reporter's questions were a bit aggressive. Chiao Mian took a deep breath to keep herself calm. She still looked calm, it's just occasionally. If anything you say can become evidence, then don't you need a stone hammer for all the scandals in the entertainment industry? Reporters can just make up some news and publish it without having to investigate the truth or falsehood of the matter. Her question made several reporters unable to answer for a while. Besides, Chiao Mian looked at several reporters who were speechless by her. She raised her lips and continued to say lightly, everyone knows that I have a boyfriend. My boyfriend is handsome, rich and gentle and considerate, which is not 100 times better than my scumbag ex. Do you think I am blind and would be interested in a piece of without a gem-level boyfriend? Broken stone? Several reporters were surprised by Chiao Mian's description and looked at each other for a few seconds. After all, they feel that as public figures, even if they really think so, few people will say it so directly. Said that one's predecessor was a broken stone. When Chiao Mian talked about Suzy, the disgust in her eyes was not concealed at all, and it was all caught in the reporter's camera. With such an obvious display of emotion, the reporter who interviewed him could also feel that Chiao Mian really hated Suzy. Under such circumstances, the so-called compounding is naturally impossible. So the revival of old feelings that broke out cannot be true. Sorry, my boyfriend is still waiting for me, please give way, I don't want him to wait too long. After Chiao Mian answered the reporter's question, she just took a few steps forward when she saw a familiar slender figure standing not far in front. The man's appearance and temperament are all very outstanding. Standing in a crowded hall, he is like a beautiful scenery, making people notice him immediately. Girls passing by him would look at him a few times. When Chiao Mian saw Mo Yesi seemed to be aware of it and raised his head to look at her. Their eyes met, and after a few seconds, Chiao Mian saw him striding towards her. She curled her lips slightly and walked towards him. As soon as Chiao Mian reached Mo Yesi, the man grabbed her by the waist and pulled her into his arms domineeringly. The domineering and clear breath rushed into the nose. Smelling the familiar scent of the man, Chiao Mian's heart instantly calmed down. She snuggled into the man's arms, closed her eyes and rested her head on his chest, listening to his strong heartbeat. It felt like everything in the outside world was shielded from this embrace. What she saw and felt at this moment, only him. Mo Yesi hugged her, lowered his head and kissed the top of her hair gently, whispering in her ear in a seductive voice, "Baby, welcome home." End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1943. Chapter 1943. Don't you have anything to ask me? A few reporters behind Chiao Mian saw the scene and quickly took out their cameras to take pictures. After seeing Mo Yesi himself and the scene of the two embracing each other, the reporters were convinced that someone must have deliberately spread the rumor about the news posted on Weibo. Because the gap between Suzy and Mo Yesi is too big. The gap is so huge that it is simply incomparable. Mo Yesi himself is very handsome and has an outstanding temperament, much more outstanding than those photos that were exposed before. Suzy was instantly reduced to ashes when compared with him. Indeed, if you date such a handsome and rich boyfriend, as long as the woman is not mentally flawed, it is impossible for her to go back and get back together with her ex who is far inferior to her current one. And everyone can see that Xiao Mian is in a good relationship with her boyfriend. Asterisk. Depart from the airport. After getting in the car, Mo Yesi leaned over and fastened the seat belt for Xiao Mian as before, stretched out his hand to touch her head and said, "Are you tired? If you feel sleepy, you can sleep in the car for a while first." Xiao Mian got up early today. She went to the party very late last night, and she was really sleepy now. But she still has something on her mind and doesn't want to sleep. After Mo Yesi finished speaking, he lowered his head to see her looking at him longingly. He was stunned for a moment, and a doting smile appeared on his lips. "What's wrong? Looking at me like this? Don't you recognize your husband anymore?" Xiao Mian looked at him steadily. "Mo Yesi, don't you have anything to ask me?" Mo Yesi raised his eyebrows slightly. "Huh? What do you want me to ask you?" Xiao Mian felt that Mo Yesi should have seen the scandal about her and Suzi's rekindled relationship. But he didn't say anything. "I didn't mean to ask her whether it was true or false. It's like you don't know anything." Xiao Mian felt that with Mo Yesi's character, if he really saw the scandal, he would not be able to be so calm. He has always cared about Suzi. Otherwise, Suzi would not have been sent to country F. He was so calm. Did he really not see it? "Mo Yesi, didn't you see the breaking news?" "What revelation?" "That's the breaking news about Suzi and I." Xiao Mian simply said it herself. "Last night our program team went to the hotel for dinner, and I met Suzi in the hotel. I said something to him, and he was photographed come down." Xiao Mian spoke frankly. There was nothing between her and Suzi, and she didn't need to hide anything. She told Mo Yesi everything that happened last night. After she finished speaking, she looked at Mo Yesi's face, frowned and pretended to be angry. "What are you talking about, those reporters? Do they have eye problems? My husband is handsome, rich, gentle, considerate, and he is like a lantern, a wonderful man who is hard to find. I saved the galaxy in my previous life and finally met a wonderful man. If I don't cherish such a wonderful treasure, will I get back together with a scumbag who has hurt me and betrayed me? It's not like I have a brain defect and would like to recycle garbage." Even though Xiao Mian was open-minded and had no fear of someone deliberately spreading rumors about her, she felt that Mo Yesi would not believe those rumors easily. But she knew that with Mo Yesi's temperament, even if he knew that she and Suzi had nothing to do with each other, he would definitely feel uncomfortable after seeing that revelation. So she had to say something nice to coax the stingy man. Mo Yesi is very coaxing. As long as she acts coquettishly and says nice things to him, nothing will happen to him. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1944. Chapter 1944. Mo Yesi still has this kind of confidence. Sure enough, as soon as she blew the rainbow fart, she saw a smile on the man's handsome face. Obviously he was pleased by what she just said. Xiao Mian kept up her efforts, leaned over and gave him a kiss on the face, and said in a soft voice, "Husband, you are the best man in the world. After marrying you, how can I like other men? I'm not blind. Even if I really want to cheat on you, I must at least find someone who is about the same as you, or better than you, right? But how can there be someone better than you in this world? You right." After she finished speaking, she blinked and looked at Mo Yesi affectionately. Mo Yesi frowned when he heard the word cheating. When she finished her sentence, the man's face turned cloudy. My face suddenly became clear. "I never doubted you." He touched Xiao Mian's head and said in a gentle voice, "I just saw the news you said on the road. Don't worry, I don't believe a word of it." Xiao Mian was stunned for a moment. "Have you seen it? You really have no doubt at all?" He the man chuckled and said in a somewhat contemptuous tone, "How can a woman who has been loved by a lion still like a wild dog? Suzy has never been a threat to me. Yes, he still has this kind of confidence. Suzy no longer poses any threat to him. It is impossible for Chiao Mian Mian to still like Suzy if she follows him. Chiao Mian Mian. Suzy was never a threat to him. Who was that man who used to mind Suzy so much that he always got jealous because of Suzy? Chiao Mian Mian didn't bother to expose him, as long as he believed that she and Suzy had nothing to do. Nothing else matters. But this matter still needs to be investigated carefully. Moyesi narrowed his eyes and said in a cold voice, "We need to find out the person who secretly took pictures of you." Chiao Mian Mian did not refute. She also wanted to know who secretly took those photos from behind and sent them to the media. This matter is not difficult to check. She even guessed who it might be. The person who took the photo was also in the hotel last night, and since he secretly took photos of her and Suzy, he must know what her relationship is with Suzy. Last night, when Chiao Mian Mian returned to the private room, she remembered that Jiao Angzhen was not there at that time. Not long after she returned to the private room, Jiao Angzhen came back. All kinds of analysis are put together, and the answer is already clear as to who is the person who secretly took photos to spread rumors and smear her in the media. But Moyesi said he wanted to investigate, so let him do it. Although the matter between her and Suzy was completely false, Chiao Mian Mian still felt that she should clarify it when she saw her hot search discussions getting more and more popular. Otherwise, this matter will only become more and more outrageous. She thought for a moment and then posted a message on Weibo. Chiao Mian Mian v, there is no revival of old feelings, it is pure rumors. Please delete the false statements on Weibo related to this rumor immediately, otherwise I will file a lawsuit according to law. Chiao Mian Mian posted on Weibo, and her fans responded excitedly in the comment area, "Mian Mian, you are finally willing to come out and clarify. We knew that it would be impossible for you to get back together with Suzaza. Support Sister Mian Mian to use legal weapons to protect her rights and interests. Sister Mian Mian, although I like you very much, if you get back together with Suzaza, I will never like you again." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1945. Chapter 1945. Have you already guessed who it is? He is getting more and more crazy now. He thinks he can't find anything to blackmail us. Mian Mian, he started making news just by taking a random picture. Sister Mian Mian, you and your boyfriend must be fine today. I went to the airport to see my sister. She is very beautiful and kind, and she is very kind to our fans. I will be a fan of you for the rest of my life. In the past, if there were scandals about female celebrities, many female celebrities would say the same thing as Chiao Mian Mian. Said he would file legal action or something. But not many news officials take it seriously. But not long after Chiao Mian Mian posted on Weibo, netizens discovered that many official news blogs had deleted her piece of news. Some official news blogs not only deleted her revelations, but also issued formal letters of apology to her. The operations of these official blogs have made netizens discuss it with great interest. Chiao Mian Mian is different. As soon as she made a statement, all major news and official blogs were so frightened that they immediately deleted the Weibo. This is the first time I have seen a news official blog be so afraid of a female artist. She has sued several media before and won all the cases. Those media have disappeared now. I guess these news officials are afraid that they will be like the disappeared media. After all, Chiao Mian Mian is not just talking about it. Said she also has a great boyfriend. Support normal rights protection. To be honest, these official news blogs have no lower limit in order to attract attention. They only rely on one picture to spread rumors. There is no authenticity at all. It's good to let Chiao Mian Mian cure them. That piece of news is so false. Just because two people stood together and talked, they were said to have rekindled their old relationship. Chiao Mian Mian's current boyfriend crushes her ex in every aspect. It's not like she has a brain problem. Go get back together with your ex. Chiao Mianmian's statement was deleted from the official news blog on Weibo. In addition, someone posted a photo of Chiao Mianmian and Mo Yesi hugging each other at the airport. Soon, the news that she and Suzy had rekindled their old relationship came to light. Not many people believe it anymore. Netizens all felt that as long as she was not blind, it would be impossible for Chiao Mianmian to get back together with Suzy without a super handsome guy like Mo Yesi. They are also photos. Comparing Suzy and Mo Yesi in the photo, they are simply worlds apart. Suzy looked like he was not qualified to carry Mo Yesi's shoes. One is a fisheye, and the other is a pearl, which is the finest kind among pearls. The gap is too big. So no one would believe that Chiao Mianmian and Suzy would rekindle their old relationship. Even when there was speculation about the scandal between Chiao Mianmian and Gong Zili, more people believed it. After all, Gong Zili's conditions in all aspects are quite good. Many people would think that there is a possibility of an affair between him and Chiao Mianmian. The storm quickly subsided. Mo Yesi asked someone to investigate, and soon they found out who was secretly taking the photos. He directly asked the hotel to adjust the surveillance of that time last night, and saw Chiao Angzhen secretly hiding in a box from the surveillance. The other side sent that piece of surveillance to Mo Yesi for viewing. After reading it, Mo Yesi handed the phone to Chiao Mianmian. "Take a look." Chiao Mianmian took it and looked at it for a while, then raised her head and looked at Mo Yesi. Seeing that she was not surprised at all, Mo Yesi raised his eyebrows slightly and said, "Did you already guess who it was?" End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1946. Chapter 1946. It's not all because of Mo Shixiu. Yet Chiao Mianmian nodded. It's not hard to guess. Then what are you going to do? Chiao Mianmian thought for a while and said, I'll think about it again. I'll let you know when I think about it. Good. Mo Yesi gave her the decision-making power. If it were him, he would never give Chiao Angzhen any chance to jump around again. But Chiao Angzhen is from the Chiao family. Mo Yesi felt that it would be better to leave this matter to Chiao Mianmian. If she can't handle it well, it won't be too late for him to take action. Asterisk. On the first day after returning to Yunchinj, Chiao Mianmian lay at home for a whole day. She had been busy for more than half a month and finally could take a good rest. She spent most of the first day lying in bed. After sleeping all day, she resurrected with full health the next day and went to Mo Shixiu's place to see Zhang Luli. Zhang Luli was very happy to know that she had returned to Yunchinj. Since Zhang Luli became pregnant, Mo Shixiu has restricted many of her movements, so Chiao Mianmian didn't ask her to meet outside, but went to find her. Now that Zhang Luli wants to go out, there will be a bunch of people behind him. Mo Shixiu was nervous about her, extremely nervous. Zhang Luli is not used to having people following her behind her at all times, so she rarely goes out since she became pregnant. I usually stroll around the back garden of the house in Mo Shi. Or wait until Mo Shi is free and take her out for a walk. So I was very happy to know that Chiao Mianmian had returned to Yunchinj and came to find her. I asked Sister Lin to prepare all the reception early. She went outside to wait for Chiao Mianmian in advance. As soon as the car taking Chiao Mianmian away stopped, Zhang Luli walked over. Sister Lin followed closely behind her. Seeing how fast she was walking, she immediately shouted nervously to remind her, "Mrs. Madam, please slow down. The rear compartment door is open." Chiao Mianmian got out of the car. "Baby, you're back, you miss me so much." Zhang Luli stepped forward and took Chiao Mianmian's hand and gave her a hug. "Lulu, I miss you too. Chiao Mian grabbed Zhang Luli's hand and looked her up and down carefully. Finally, her eyes fell on her flat belly, and she reached out to touch her belly gently. After a pause, my little nephew has been well behaved during this period, and he hasn't tormented his mother, right? Just as Zhang Luli was about to speak, Sister Lin behind her stepped forward to support her, sighed and said, "Second young madam, our young madam has been through a lot these days. She doesn't have a good appetite, and she eats too much. Young lady, you vomit several times a day. Don't you think the young lady has lost some weight?" Hearing what Sister Lin said, Chiao Mian glanced at Zhang Luli again and found that she had lost a little weight. "But he looks fine." Chiao Mian frowned slightly and said, "Luoluo, don't you have a bad appetite?" Zhang Luli curled his lip. "I secretly got married to a super boss." Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1947. Chapter 1947. The Heinous Sinner. Sir, this is because you care about you. Now that you are pregnant, naturally you can no longer be as casual as before. And most of the foods that your husband does not allow you to eat are junk food. Eating those things in your stomach will not be good for you or the baby. I know. Zhang Luli curled his lips again. I didn't say anything bad about him. However, eating those bland foods every day almost made my mouth feel like a bird. I really don't have any appetite. I really want to eat hot pot, barbecue, crayfish, and spicy hot pot right now. Baby, when I think of that hot pot we often go to, I'm almost drooling. Zhang Luli had a resentful expression on his face. They all look a little lifeless. She finally had someone to talk to after she had been holding back her words for a long time. She couldn't stop talking while holding Chiao Mian's hand. "You know, I've asked the doctor. It's okay to eat these occasionally. But Mo Shixiu, a stubborn man, won't allow me to eat them. He also told me that there are parasites in these things. Not good for me. But even if there are indeed parasites, they were killed by the high temperature. We have eaten so much before and haven't seen any problems. Not only does he not let me eat what I want, but now I don't even have the freedom to go out and play. I am a poor man who has lost my freedom. If I had known that pregnancy would be like this, I would not have wanted to get pregnant." His child. Zhang Luli seemed to be counting Mo Yesi's various crimes in detail, and listed his crimes one by one. In her description, Mo Shixiu seemed to have become a heinous sinner. Chiao Mian said with a smile, "Brother is also worried about you. He is so nervous about you because he is responsible for you." I know. Zhang Luli frowned tightly, "But I really don't have any freedom now. You don't know how boring I am, and he doesn't have time to spend with me every day. Fortunately, baby, you are back. When you come back this time, you won't leave again soon, right?" "I don't know yet." Chiao Mian shook her head. "My agent hasn't informed me of my next trip yet. But I will stay with you these few days in Yunchinj, okay? I hope you can spend more time with me. However, you and your male idol spend less time together and stay apart more often. How can I selfishly keep you here? Even if I keep you, regardless of whether I keep you, my male idol will definitely not agree to it." Okay, I'm very happy to see you now. If you can come and see me occasionally when you are free, I will be very satisfied. Let's not stand here talking anymore, let's go inside first. Asterisk. Baby, these are the biscuits I baked myself. Try them and see if they taste good. Zhang Luli took out a plate of freshly baked cookies from the kitchen and handed them to Chiao Mian. "Are these biscuits you baked yourself?" Chiao Mian looked at the pretty good-looking biscuits on the plate, a little surprised. After all, the Zhang Luli she knew would not do such things. "Yes, I learned this from Sister Lin. Didn't I tell you, I've been bored to death during this period. Anyway, I have nothing to do at home every day, so I just mess around." Chiao Mian took it and tasted a piece. It tasted pretty good. "How is it?" Is it delicious? Zhang Luli sat down next to her. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1948. Chapter 1948. Young Madam, Madam is here. Well, it's quite delicious. Jiao Mian picked up another piece. She turned her head and looked at Zhang Luli. Lulu, do you usually spend a lot of time at home with me? Zhang Luli thought for a while and said, as you know, he has always been busy. But since I got pregnant, he has taken some time out of his busy schedule to spend time with me. But it is impossible for him to spend time with me every day. Stay at home with me. Jiao Mian knew Zhang Luli's character. So she could imagine how bored Zhang Luli was during this period. Originally, Zhang Luli was not the kind of person who could calm down. It was really hard for her to stay at home every day with nothing to do. Doesn't he even allow you to go out? If that was really the case, Jiao Mian felt that it was too exaggerated. That's not true, Zhang Luli said truthfully. I can go out, but now there are a lot of people behind me when I go out, which makes it not free at all. I don't like going out anymore. Brother, I am worried about you. I heard that the baby needs special attention in the first 3 months. It will be much better after 3 months. You are pregnant now, and he doesn't trust you to go out alone. I know, and I don't blame him. That's why I'm very bored now. Zhang Luli sighed softly and said with a sad look on his face, when I think about living like this in the next few months, I feel so desperate. Jiao Mian didn't know how to comfort her. After all, it is unrealistic for Mo Shixiu to stay at home with Zhang Luli every day. She would definitely not be able to bear Zhang Luli staying at home every day. Lulu, I think the 3 months of waiting for you have passed. You can have a good talk with your elder brother. It seems like this is all. Zhang Luli sighed again. Young madam, this is a freshly stewed bird's nest. Sister Lin came over with a porcelain bowl in her hand. Zhang Luli looked up and frowned. Do I have to eat it? Young madam, only after eating more bird's nest will the baby's skin be white and tender. Zhang Luli took it a little helplessly. She stirred it in the bowl with a spoon and complained to Jiao Mian in a low voice, I'm tired of eating this thing. I'm allowed to eat it every day. God knows how much I want to eat hot pot now. Complaints were made, but she still took the spoon and ate them one bite at a time. Just after finishing the meal, when Sister Lin was collecting the bowls, a maid came over and said, Young madam, Madam is here. Zhang Luli and Jiao Mian raised their heads at the same time. Madam is here. Zhang Luli was stunned for a moment, with a surprised expression on his face. The only person who can be called Madam by the maids here is MRSMO. But, why did MRSMO come here? This is the first time MRSMO has come here since Zhang Luli moved to Mo Shixiu's side. Sister Lin's face next to her also changed slightly. She turned her head and looked at the maid and said, Madam is here? Did she come alone? Madam came alone. The reason why Sister Lin was surprised was that MRSMO rarely came here. Because most of the time, Mo Shixiu is not at home. Did Madam tell me why you came here? Sister Lin asked again. The maid shook her head. As soon as I finished asking, I heard the voices of several more maids in the living room. Hello, Madam. Sister Lin turned around and saw MRSMO, dressed elegantly and luxuriously, walking in from outside. Sister Lin hurriedly stepped forward and called respectfully, Hello, Madam. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1949. Chapter 1949. I'll go with you. MRSMO nodded slightly and walked past Sister Lin. Zhang Luli and Jiao Mian, who were sitting on the sofa, also stood up. They looked at MRSMO without making a sound. The two daughters-in-law didn't call her when they saw her, but MRSMO was unusually not angry. She walked up to Xiao Mian and Zhang Luli, glanced at Xiao Mian first, then turned to Zhang Luli, with a smile on her lips. So you two sisters are together. I was worried about Luo Li. She will feel lonely and bored when she is alone at home. The second young lady is also here, Sister Lin said with a smile. Madam, sir, he is working outside and will not come back until later. Madam, do you want to eat here in the evening? I can inform the kitchen in advance. No, I'll sit down for a while and then go back. I'm not here to see Shisiu, I'm here to see Luo Li. MRSMO's words made Xiao Mian and Zhang Luli startled. Both of them felt that these words coming from MRSMO's mouth were a bit scary. Especially Zhang Luli. She knows how much MRSMO dislikes her. Even if she is pregnant with the MO family's blood, she doesn't think MRSMO will be willing to accept her just because of this matter. She could feel that MRSMO still didn't like her. In MRSMO's eyes, she was still a scheming woman who used her scheming skills to seduce her son and did whatever it took to get pregnant with her son's baby in order to gain power. So when Zhang Luli heard that MRSMO said that she came to see her, Zhang Luli was only surprised and had no other emotions. She didn't think that MRSMO came to see her because she cared about her. Luo Li, stop standing. You are pregnant now. Sit down quickly. MRSMO showed great concern for Zhang Luli. But the more she acted like this, the more Zhang Luli felt that there was something wrong with her, and he couldn't help but feel a little wary and defensive in his heart. Fortunately, Xiao Mian and Sister Lin were there, so she wasn't too worried about what MRSMO would do. Zhang Luli knew that MRSMO was acting. Although he didn't know why she was acting, he cooperated with her. She pursed her lower lip and smiled sweetly at MRSMO, with a well-behaved and sensible look. Thank you, Mom. MRSMO's expression stiffened for a moment when she heard her cry Mom, but it soon returned to normal. MRSMO looked at her belly and asked with concern, Luo Li, how are you feeling during this time? Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Have you gone to the hospital for a checkup? What did the doctor say about the baby? Zhang Luli turned his head and looked at Xiao Mian, then replied with a smile, the doctor said he would wait until the end of the month for a checkup. Oh, is that so? MRSMO obviously couldn't find anything to say, but she forced herself to find a topic. After she finished speaking, she was silent for a while before she spoke again. Go to the hospital and tell me then. I'll go with you. Zhang Luli's eyes flickered slightly, but he still looked well behaved and nodded, okay. I ask someone to bring some supplements, and you ask the kitchen to cook them for you in the evening. If you are usually bored here alone, you can go to the old house to stay for a few days. Your grandma is still talking about you today, and she is worried about you. You won't get good care here alone. Luo Li, do you really not consider living in the old house for a while? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1950. Chapter 1950. Will she really care about me so much? MRSMO mentioned this matter when Mo Shixio took her back to Mo's house that day. At that time, Zhang Luli thought that MRSMO was just acting, pretending to care about her, and did not really want her to live in Mo's house. Now that MRSKMO mentioned this matter again, Zhang Luli felt that something was wrong. MRSMO really wanted her to move to Mo's house. But Zhang Luli didn't think that MRSMO really asked her to move there because she was worried about her and didn't trust her. Although she didn't know what MRSMO's purpose was, she was always on guard against MRSMO. She directly rejected MRSMO's proposal. She smiled and said, Mom, I live very well here. Sister Lin has been taking care of me, and there are many people at home, so don't worry. She doesn't want to go, and MRSMO can't force her. Just after Zhang Luli's tactful rejection, Mrs. Mo's face became obviously a little unhappy. Yes, Madam. Sister Lin glanced at Madam Mo's face and said with a smile, Madam, don't worry, I and everyone here will do our best to take good care of Madam Mo. Of course I have nothing to worry about. Mrs. Mo curled her lips, but there was no smile in her eyes. I just made a suggestion. It is naturally up to her where she likes to stay. Asterisk. Mrs. Mo didn't stay long, she left before half an hour. After she left, Zhang Luli frowned and asked Xiao Mian, baby, what do you mean by her? Why does she want me to move in with them so much? Are you worried about the baby in your belly? After you move here, they can see you at any time, which will make it easier for them to take care of you. Xiao Mian thought for a while and analyzed it for her. I've thought about it too. But do you think this is possible? It's not like you don't know how much she dislikes me. Will she really care about me that much? The woman Zhang Luli was talking about was naturally Mrs. Mo. Xiao Mian was silent. In fact, she didn't believe that Mrs. Mo would really care about Zhang Luli so much. Because when Zhang Luli rejected Madame Mo's proposal, Xiao Mian saw that Madame Mo's face suddenly became unhappy. Obviously, Mrs. Mo asked Zhang Luli to move there not out of concern. What is Mrs. Mo doing for that? Xiao Mian couldn't think of the reason, and Zhang Luli couldn't think of the reason either. Even if Mrs. Mo suddenly changed her attitude, they couldn't think of the reason. Thinking about it, it was because of the baby in Zhang Luli's belly. You think it's impossible, right? Zhang Luli smiled, but said with ridicule in his eyes, she looks down on me and has always looked down on me. Even if I am pregnant with the baby now, she still looks down on me. I can feel whoever is sincere to me. But it's okay. Zhang Luli smiled again and said nonchalantly, as long as Mo Shixio treats me well, that's all. Asterisk. Xiao Mian originally thought of staying at Zhang Luli's place for dinner that night, but her plan changed and Linda called her away. A coffee shop. Xiao Mian walked to the seat Linda had booked, and Linda waved to her. She walked over and sat down, reached out and took off her mask. Sister Xie. Mian, I originally thought that when you come back this time, I would give you a few more days off and let you spend more time with Mr. Mo. However, the TV series you are starring in will be broadcast soon. You have to cooperate with the crew these days. Make publicity. This is your next trip, take a look. End of this chapter.